Pam Wick from Motivate Moms, where we are always trying to build community through parenting. It's Parents Night Out, y'all, for School District 132. Today's topic is going to be parent and child engagement. Do we really know what engagement means? People say it all the time, but like, what is it? That's what we're talking about today. I'm going to give you 4 of the greatest tips and strategies to build strong relationships through engagement with your kids. This will take you throughout your whole life and it's going to benefit your whole family. So let's get into it. The 4 things that are going to help you build better communication with your kids and maybe even other people in your life. Learn about engagement. The first tip is self-awareness. With kids, we really want to make sure they're self-aware. And sometimes we don't even know what that means, but a simple way to think of self-awareness is teaching them what their strengths and weaknesses are, and then teaching them how to set goals. So if I know that I'm strong at A and weak at B, then I know I have the potential and the capacity to build up my B while using my A, right? So if I know I'm good at speaking, I may set a goal to try out for the debate team or the National Junior Honor Society or something like that if I know that I speak well. Maybe I don't do math as well. Then I will join the math tutoring club or whatever to try and be. When I know what my strengths and my weaknesses are, that empowers me to make both of them better. I can build myself up to be in a position to be where I want to be. And kids don't always know that that's easy or necessarily not easy, but how to do that. They don't know what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are. They're just kind of flying by. And that's what our job is to make them self-aware, make them aware of where they're strong at and where they're weak at, and help them and teach them to build up that weak side to complement that strong side, right? The second tip is going to be inclusion. We hear inclusion in school all the time. All the time. But in the house, in the crib, it means something different. Include your children in the decisions that you make. They don't necessarily have to be decision makers in the household as far as bills, chores, or whatever it is that you have going on in your house. But include them in the process. If you got the light, the gas, the phone, the mortgage, and you're juggling how you're going to pay what, ask your kid, we got $100. Should we pay a little bit of the light, a little bit of the phone, or pay all the light and a little bit of the phone? Include them in the decision making and explain to them why you are making the decisions that you're making. Because you know what? I don't care how old your kid is, they're not that far from having their own light and gas bill. This is where we learn accounts payable, receivable, doing our taxes, having good credit. We learn all these things in our own homes. If you think back, I'm a 70s baby, so think back 60s, 70s, 80s, when our parents was talking about these types of things, financial matters and such, they would say, go to the next room. This is grown folk business or something like that. And today you have parents saying, oh, teachers should be teaching business and teachers should be... You see it in your house every day. This is a great opportunity because you are running your household. You are making decisions for the accounts you pay, the accounts you receive, what goes in and out of your house. These are opportunities to include your children so that they can learn how to make these decisions as well later in their lives. It's not adult conversation. It's human conversation. So think about including them in that, and that's a great way to engage your children and build dialogue and discussion with them. The third thing on my list is choice. If you guys came to the parent program years previous, then you know I'm a big proponent of letting your kids have choice. Do you want the dishes or the bathroom? You want to sweep outside or you want to sweep inside? You want to wash or fold? There are so many choices that you can allow your kids to make, and they're more productive and more participatory if you give them a choice. Just barking, go clean up your room, go do this, go do that, da 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 da. You can get it done. Not denying that. but you got a rough way to go to get it. If I say, do you want the kitchen or the bathroom? They're going to pick one. If I say, if you do the kitchen, I'll pick up the garbage out in the yard, they're going to be like, no, I'll do the garbage out in the yard. That's the easier one, right? So always try to offer your kids some choices so that they feel, again, included and more a part of your family process and of your home process. The last but long tip I'm going to give you guys is active listening. I'll tell you something about listening. A lot of us listen to respond. A lot of us listen so we can hurry up and say something. A lot of us listen and we're like you already have your decision made. You know what you're going to say. I don't want to hear this, blah, blah, blah. All the time, we're not listening actively. So whereas you may not listen to your boss or me or, other people actively, it's very important that you listen to your children actively. Let's talk about what that means. It means avoiding non-verbal communication. So you come home from work, you want to know about how e-learning went today, and you're saying, did you do all your homework? This body language right here is saying, I'm going to knock you in the mouth if you give me the wrong answer. It's saying, you better not give me the wrong answer. It's not communicative, and it's not saying that I really want to hear what you have to say. So if I come home from work and say, how was your day? How did school go? Then I'm giving open-ended questions, giving the speaker, your kid, an opportunity to respond in an open and organic way. The best way you're going to know what's going on with them is to listen. So offer open-ended questions till you get all the information you need. And sometimes information with kids, like with us, is nonverbal. It's their language. It was all right. It was okay. Sometimes we can see what they're saying, and if we open up with open-ended questions like, well, what happened? Tell me about it. What did you think about it? What did you feel about it? Instead of kind of bombarding them a lot, we can learn a whole lot more, and then we can respond in a more nurturing way. And so the last piece of active listening that I think is really important is communicating with other parents. None of us have the corner market on parenting. We all do it differently. We all need help from somebody else, whether it's your parents, your grandparents, a teacher, or whoever. But we are our best resources. We are our own best resources. So the last piece I want to give you is communicating with each other. And guess where the best place to do that is? I wait. It's the Facebook page at Motivate Moms, private group for SD 132, just for us to get in there to talk, sip some tea, and share some things that we can't share with each other because we don't get to see each other anymore. So pop into our private group and let's talk about it. Let's share some ideas. Like I always say, if you're doing something successful, share it with another parent. Pop it in the Facebook group. If you're doing something that's hard and you want people to chime in and like give you their ideas and what's going on with them and how they would handle a particular situation or event, then pop it into the Facebook group. Let's connect. Let's talk to each other and let's build one another up. It's hard parenting when you're doing e-learning. Nobody signed up to be a teacher. That's why we put our kids in school. So let's talk about our triumphs, our failures, our successes, all of our things in the Facebook group specifically designed for SD 132. And it is a private group just for us to communicate.